Hello, it's Foon from hustlecastle.site. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at giving fighters quote unquote specializations, aka enhancing fighters with manuscripts, which are the things you get from doing Dark Cathedrals. I did a poll here on my YouTube channel and there was a lot of interest in a video on this, and I thought awesome because this is actually super simple. So I'm excited to explain them because it is really straightforward, but I can see how if you don't have anyone to ask, you could look at this and just be confused and overwhelmed. Okay, so let's do this. So first thing, you gotta get yourself some manuscripts. You can get some from ads and Journey, so I'm actually on a journey to get some right now, but mostly you get these from the Dark Cathedral. I've saved up some of these particles of light so that I could show you how I use them here in the store. So pretty much all of my particles of light go towards buying these chests. And if any game developers are watching, it sure would be nice to be able to buy these in bundles of 10 because, yeah, pretty much you just buy them one at a time, over and over again. This is where all my particles of light go, buying these manuscripts. So yeah, you do actually have to sit and watch me buy a couple of them. Because I want to actually play with these and I need to have some manuscripts to do that. So first I'm going to go through and buy all of these that I can. It does, yeah, take a little bit of time because it's just one chest at a time, and yeah, these particles of light, particles of light pile up, pretty quickly if you're doing Dark Cathedrals on a couple a day, which is worth doing. We'll be starting a new event tomorrow, so I actually upload this today. And then, yeah, Dark Cathedral's a great place to grind the event too. Okay, so we're done here, and I'm also gonna open up my, just all my chests and get any others that I got from doing Dark Cathedrals. Let's see, here they are. Okay. Oh, and you also do get some totems in by doing Dark Cathedrals, and what you do with these is you break these down and then you get spirits to increase your totems. So they're probably the only way you can grind spirits is to do Dark Cathedrals, get these, and then break them down. And of course some keys. You always want to get some keys so you can keep doing more. Okay, those are my gold. Let me open up my purples. Okay, open up all of these too. Okay, so now we have some manuscripts to play with. For the sake of this video not being too long, I'm not going to talk about strategy for doing Dark Cathedrals. I will just say that most people I know go with 5 fighters and the rest workers to lower their power. That is also what I do. I bring Lego, Blade King, 2 Dragonborns, and a Palamage, and I change some of the artifacts to add survivability, and I set up my hero for bosses. All right, back to the feature presentation. We're going to enhance some fighters with manuscripts. So let's see. I have this one here. Nope, that's my Blade King. Or my Dragonborn. This one here, I don't have at level 10 yet. Okay. Oh, was that too fast? Let's go back. So yeah, pick a fighter, evolution button, then the specialization tab, and this is where you use your manuscripts. So what is all of this? First thing you'll see is that this is divided into 3 areas: Cerberus, Snake, and Phoenix. These are roughly going to be bonuses that are ideal for tank, archer, and mage respectively, but we'll get back to that. Let's start at the smallest level, which is leveling up one of these little glyphs. Now, the ones that have a little plus sign, they are all ready to go. So they are very easy. I can just hit the plus and hit activate, and it just does it. And I normally can also just do this one, and it'll activate whichever ones it can automatically, which is often none of them. But most of the time, especially when you're here where I am already at level 9, you're not going to be able to just do an upgrade just like that. You're going to have to do some synthesizing of the manuscripts, which is when you turn lower level manuscripts into higher level manuscripts. So let's pick one that I can synthesize. This one I can probably synthesize. Yeah. Okay, so here's a synthesize screen. Let's look at this a little bit. This is actually really nice. There's like every kind of button you could need. If you have 5 of these, kind of indicate where I'm pointing, you get one next level up, which is green. Same thing. If you have 5 greens, you get 1 blue. And also notice here the amount of money is going up each time. And if I have 5 blues, I get 1 purple, but it costs even more, and so on. Now, this button here can just do them all. And, that's a handy little button. But the button that I'm using almost all the time is this one here, which gives me exactly what I need in order to do this upgrade, which I want to do here. So the process here from the beginning is I pick the glyph I want to update, hit the synthesis button, hit this button, which gives me just the right amount for what I need, synthesis, and then activate. So that is a bit tedious in my opinion, but once you start getting used to it, it's just kind of tap, 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 and you're done. But it does use up a lot of your gold. And the only other thing I want to mention about synthesizing before we move on is that you can synthesize more than once. So, okay, here I have these, 19 purples that could potentially make 3 oranges. But if I synthesize everything I have, then I get then I get these down here, and I'll actually then be able to synthesize another time. So if you don't think you have enough, you might not have enough to get what you want. But sometimes you can do, in this case I do, but you can maybe do the synthesize once and then do it again, and maybe then you will have enough. That may have been a little rambly. Okay, let's move on to the bonuses. What we just talked about was leveling up a single glyph. Now let's talk about all these bonuses we can get. If you level up all of the glyphs in a ring, like trying to point like this one here, then you do get one bonus here. This one is the cutthroat bonus. They each have cute little names like cutthroat, but that doesn't really matter. And then if you get all 3 of these, then you get the snake bonus. Then there's these others for like the overlap between each of the 3 sections. And then, of course, there is this middle center bonus, which is really a big deal. But none of this really matters because this center bonus is what you really want. Despite all of this other stuff and how it looks like there would be a lot of strategy here, there really isn't any strategy needed. You just upgrade everything because you want this center bonus. So the big question we always hear is, which ones do I level up? And the answer is easy. Just do it all because what you want is the center bonus. So if you stop listening because you're playing, come back. That's the strategy. Just level up everything to get the center bonus. Okay, so picking what glyphs to level is super easy, but which fighter? That's also easy. Pick your MVP. For tier 11, that's going to be your Dragonborn. Here's mine. My video last week was on setting up your Dragonborn, so check that out if you want. But basically, you just start with your best fighter. Next question, should you bring them each to level 10 one at a time or do everyone all at once? In my opinion, I would say do this. You can get to level 8 in like a day, maybe 2. But then the grind to get to level 9 and then again to get to level 10 is much, much longer. So in my opinion, it is a better payoff to go one at a time, bringing all your fighters to about level 8, and then go back for round 2 and bring them each to level 9, and then go back and bring them each to level 10. These manuscript bonuses are actually really, really good, and you want them. And I think that way that I just said, you'll get stronger the fastest. All right, next question. Once you have this middle bonus to level 10, should you keep going? There's no more bonuses after you get the center to 10. But who doesn't like a bit of Pierce or another good attribute increase? And while these colors imply connection to mage, archer, and tank classes, it's not really much of a connection, more of a theme really. This is my archer, and there's some glyphs down here in the mage section that would still be good for her. So what I'm saying is, up to level 10, upgrade blindly, even spell power for an archer because you want that center bonus here. But after level 10, then go in carefully and just take the ones you actually want for this fighter. I hope that makes sense. Do note that maxing past level 10 will be slow. So it's my last priority even for my MVP Dragonborn. I want to get all my 8 fighters to level 10 first, then I'll come back and give my Dragonborn extra Pierce and Fortitude and Health. Okay, one last topic. The best thing about specialization is that you can reset it for free. You don't need to be scared to play around with this. It's free to reset and start over at any time. All of your synthesized, upgraded manuscripts will stay upgraded and synthesized, so you don't have to spend all that gold again. And if you're just transferring from one fighter to another, it'll be easier, it'll be faster because you already have done all the synthesizing, so you just have to apply the manuscripts. And like we talked about earlier, when you don't need to synthesize, upgrading is just a click or a tap. You can do everything at once. And I will do that now so that you can see. I'm going to reset all the enhancements on this fighter, and now we can apply them back. It's a little tedious, not like applying them the first time. And no gold is needed now. All right, here we go. I'm going to pick my incinerator, and I just got back all of the manuscripts that you need to bring her to level 10. I will take those back. Thank you very much. And now here she is, back to nothing. And this is going to be relatively easy because I already have everything I need. So we can just go around updating everything. And now those are all level 1, and this just turned to level 1 too. We can bring them all to level 2. Okay, and you can see the middle one upgrades as well. And this is, so this is the easy side because all of the synthesizing has already been done. So we're just applying these. And honestly, for the first couple levels, even if you didn't just do a reset so you have all of the right manuscripts, you might be able to do this similarly, just going boom, 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 update them up, probably at least to level 3, but maybe even a bit higher, because these take these gray ones and you're going to have tons of gray ones. So yeah, that's pretty fast. It's like I said, it's just tedious, right? It doesn't, you're going to need a couple minutes to do this. So hopefully you guys, keep watching my video and don't turn off while I do this. But I did just want to show off so nobody's scared to do it, that it's, that it's just pretty easy, just tapping, and that there's no reason to be worried about doing it wrong and then losing out on your hard-earned manuscripts, because you can just get them back. Okay, now let's see. You can see here, like I had this one to 6, this one to 5, and this one to 4, and the middle bonus is 4. And these overlap bonuses, like it's just the lowest one of whatever, is the lowest factor. Okay. And now here you can see like these are blue. So in this case, I already have them all. But if I was not having just reset a fighter, I might need to do some synthesizing, but it would be pretty cheap still because it's cheap to synthesize blue. It's more expensive to synthesize the higher level ones. It does use a lot of gold. In fact, the last time that I was in the hammer event, I normally am doing like tons of gem work during a hammer event, but this time more than half the gold I got went into here. And I just did gems when I ran out of manuscripts because, if you don't have anything to synthesize, there's nowhere to spend your gold. And, I don't know if it's universal or if it just kind of depends on your luck, but it's this one here that I just am, where'd you go? It's this one here that I'm just always running out of this guy. Okay, let's get everyone to level 9. Okay. I mentioned once in maybe my Dragonborn video, I think it was, like, I don't want to accidentally reset it. Even though you don't lose anything, it's just tedious. It's just kind of a pain to have to go back and click all these. Okay, so everyone's level 9. You can tell because this is 9. And these are the last ones. I'm going to bring everybody to 10, and then I'm done for this fighter. Just me personally, I have 7 out of my 8 fighters up to level 10. So right now I'm just focusing on that last one. And once she's all set, then I'm going to go back to my Dragonborn and give him the attributes that I like most, like Pierce. Okay, and there we go. See, nothing was lost. It was super fast. It just needed to go tap, 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 tap over and over again. So like that would be like what you would do if maybe she had like a purple talent and I get the same talent at the orange level and I want to add that fighter, like the person fighter into the squad, switching it out. That would be the use case for what I just did. But most of the time I'm just kind of slowly upgrading. So here's my one that's still level 9. You guys are all 10. This one here, I can upgrade that one. Can I synthesize this? I can. This is what I'm doing like on a day-to-day basis. Like what can I upgrade to get more of this stuff? I have enough gold to level 10. Okay, so I don't have enough here, but I really want to get this one up. So like here I can upgrade everything. No, there's nothing more to synthesize. There we go. Update. So like in real life, this is mostly what it looks like when I'm working on upgrading these. I do a bunch of dark cathedrals. I buy the chests like I did at the beginning, and open the chests I have like I did at the beginning of the video. And then I come back here and I think I went overboard there. And try to get everybody to level 10. Before I forget, remember to leave a comment with your game ID to enter my weekly diamond giveaway. Every week, 5 random winners get 250 diamonds, sponsored by the official Hustle Castle community. I'll put it on the end screen and below or somewhere, link to my other explainer videos. Those are videos like this one that explain game mechanics. They're my favorite videos that I make, and I think I can proudly say that I think they're worth watching. We also have a rune event starting tomorrow. I'm going to try to make a video for that, but just to say now, you don't need to buy the event pass to get all the runes. And rune events don't have other gear, it's just runes. So subscribe to see that video if and when it comes out. Since that sort of timely content isn't super useful if you stumble across it after the event, subscribe and you'll see it right away. All right, so I will see you over there in the next video or in the game. Ciao.